Welcome to Celebrity Style Magazine, the place for entertainment and celebrity news. You know, when a celebrity faces a PR crisis, it's fascinating to see how those A-list friendships, built over years at those lavish parties and industry events, suddenly become super crucial. Becomes this high-stakes game of loyalty, strategy, and of course, image management.
What's really intriguing is that it's not just about having famous friends. It's about cultivating a network of support that can be activated when you need it most.
And the celebrity we're focusing on today is Sean Diddy Combs. He's facing some pretty serious legal challenges, and as his team prepares for court, some interesting footage has surfaced from one of his legendary parties.
And it just so happens to feature Oprah Winfrey and Steve Harvey. Talk about a power trio.
Okay, let's unpack this. Diddy's parties are infamous, but are they more than just a chance for the rich and famous to let loose?
Think of them less as parties and more as strategic networking opportunities. For someone like Diddy, who has his hands in so many different industries, these gatherings are a way to solidify relationships with powerful figures. It's about being seen with the right people, building alliances, and let's be honest, flexing a bit of influence.
So it's not just about having a good time, it's about power moves and solidifying your place in the hierarchy. And this footage emerging now while Diddy's in the middle of this legal battle is definitely raising eyebrows. Let's start with Oprah. We all know she's more than just a talk show host.
Right. She's a media titan with a brand built on trust and authenticity. She has this incredible ability to shape public opinion. So the million-dollar question is, will she publicly stand by Diddy, potentially risking her own carefully cultivated image, or will she distance herself?
It's a tough call for her. On one hand, Oprah is famously loyal to her inner circle, but she's also a savvy businesswoman. Aligning yourself with someone facing serious allegations can be detrimental to a brand, especially one built on integrity like hers.
And that's where the strategic element of these celebrity friendships really comes into play. It's a constant calculation of risks and rewards. Supporting a friend in need could generate goodwill and reinforce that image of loyalty, but it could also backfire spectacularly.
So do you think Oprah's team is advising her to stay silent? Has she ever publicly supported a friend going through a similar situation? I'm struggling to recall a specific example.
That's the thing with Oprah. She's generally stayed pretty private about her personal relationships, especially when controversy is involved. There was that one time back in, well, it's not really relevant. The point is we don't have a clear precedent to draw from, which makes her next move all the more unpredictable.
Speaking of unpredictable, Steve Harvey's reaction, or lack thereof, to all of this is pretty interesting too. He's been a regular at Diddy's parties and has collaborated with him on several projects over the years.
And yet, so far, complete radio silence. Now, silence can be interpreted in a lot of ways. Some might see it as an attempt to distance himself from the controversy and protect his own brand.
But couldn't it also be seen as a sign of support? Maybe he's quietly offering counsel behind the scenes, or perhaps he's waiting for the right moment to make a public statement of solidarity.
Exactly. It's all a matter of perspective, and that's what makes these situations so fascinating. We're all trying to decipher the motives behind these very public displays of, well, whatever this is it loyalty? Is it strategy? Probably a bit of both.
Okay, so we have Oprah, potentially the queen of shaping narratives, seemingly on the fence, and Steve Harvey, the king of calculated silence, playing his cards close to the vest. What does this tell us about the web of connections between these three powerhouses?
It shows us just how intertwined their careers and personal lives have become over the years. They've supported each other's ventures, shown up for each other's events, and essentially created this ecosystem of mutual benefit.
And now this leaked footage is thrown into the mix. Talk about adding fuel to the fire. Seems like every tabloid and news outlet is dissecting it, trying to figure out what it all means.
Right, and the timing couldn't be more sensitive. This footage could really sway public opinion, especially before the case even goes to trial.
Which brings us to a crucial question. Could this party footage actually be used as evidence in court?
It's certainly possible, although it depends on what the footage actually shows. Legal teams on both sides are probably going through it frame by frame right now.
So if the footage shows Diddy doing something that contradicts his defense, it could be seriously damaging.
Absolutely. But on the other hand, Diddy's lawyers could try to use the footage to paint a different picture. They could argue that it merely shows him socializing with friends and doesn't reflect any wrongdoing.
It's almost like this footage has become its own character in this whole drama. We have Diddy fighting these charges, Oprah caught in a web of potential brand damage, and Steve Harvey doing his best Sphinx impression. And then there's this party footage lurking in the background waiting to be interpreted.
This is what makes following these celebrity sagas so captivating. It's not just about the individual players, it's about how their actions or inactions reverberate through this intricate web of relationships and influence. And, this case goes beyond just Diddy, Oprah, and Steve Harvey. It really highlights the immense pressure celebrities face to maintain their image and how crucial those connections can be when things go south.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like they're constantly walking this tightrope between their personal lives and their public personas.
Exactly. They have to be so careful about who they align themselves with, what events they attend, even what they post on social media. It's a full-time job, really.
It's like they're building this elaborate house of cards, and one wrong move could send it all tumbling down.
And when a scandal erupts, those carefully cultivated relationships can become lifelines. A powerful friend can vouch for your character, connect you with the right legal team, even use their platform to try and sway public opinion.
Okay, so let's apply that back to Diddy's situation. The allegations are serious, and the media is having a field day. How much could Oprah or Steve Harvey actually impact the way this unfolds?
Well, imagine if Oprah came out with a statement of support for Diddy. Her words carry so much weight, it could potentially shift the narrative in a big way. On the flip side, if she distances herself, it can make people question Diddy's innocence, even if he hasn't been proven guilty.
Then there's Steve Harvey. Choosing to remain silent could be a way to stay neutral and avoid any backlash, but it also leaves people wondering, what does he really think?
It's a classic example of how silence can speak volumes. Is he trying to protect his own brand by staying out of it? Is there something more going on behind the scenes? We can only speculate.
Yeah, it's interesting how differently they're handling this, even though they're both close to Diddy and have so much to lose themselves. Oprah's facing this potential brand crisis, while Steve's choosing to navigate this murky territory with silence.
It really speaks to the fact that there's no playbook for this kind of situation. Every celebrity, every scandal, every relationship is different. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
And the public is watching every move they make, dissecting every statement, every social media post. It's got to be incredibly stressful.
Absolutely. The court of public opinion can be just as unforgiving as an actual court of law. And with the rise of social media, the scrutiny is magnified tenfold.
So what does all this mean for Diddy in the long run? Can he weather this storm, or will these allegations permanently tarnish his reputation?
It's hard to say. A lot will depend on the outcome of the legal proceedings, of course, but also on how he and his team choose to manage the narrative. Will he try to leverage his connections to sway public opinion? Will he address the allegations head on? Will he retreat from the spotlight entirely?
And then there's the question of those parties. Will he continue to host these extravagant gatherings, or will the optics of that be too damaging right now?
It's a fascinating question. Those parties have been such a cornerstone of his brand, but they also represent a certain level of excess that might not sit well with the public right now.
I'm curious, have we ever seen a situation like this before, where a celebrity signature event became a liability?
There was that one incident with, it's not coming to mind right now. But the point is, this whole situation is a reminder that everything a celebrity does, from their business dealings to their social gatherings, is subject to public scrutiny. And when controversy hits, even something as seemingly harmless as a party can become a lightning rod.
So what are we left with? Diddy's facing serious legal challenges. Oprah is weighing the risks and rewards of speaking out, and Steve Harvey's playing the long game with his silence. And we, the public, are left to analyze their every move, trying to figure out what it all means.
Yeah. It's a high-stakes game of strategy, image management, and let's not forget real human relationships. And it's a reminder that even the most powerful figures in Hollywood are vulnerable to the whims of public opinion. And it really makes you think, doesn't it, about how quickly those you think are your friends can turn their backs on you when the going gets tough.
It's true. Celebrities spend years building these brands, these images, and trying to stay in the good causes of the public. But the moment controversy strikes, it can all vanish in an instant.
Like living in a fishbowl with the whole world watching your every move.
Yeah, and in the age of social media, that scrutiny is even more intense.
Absolutely. One wrong step, one ill-advised comment can go viral in seconds and have a devastating impact on a career that took decades to build.
So how do they navigate this? How do they protect themselves and their reputations in such a volatile environment?
Well, it's a delicate balancing act. Strategy planning and a little bit of luck. They have entire teams of publicists, lawyers, and advisors helping them craft their image and manage these tricky situations.
But sometimes even the best-laid plans can fall apart, especially when you're dealing with something as unpredictable as a legal battle.
That's right. And in Diddy's case, the stakes are incredibly high. The allegations are serious, and the outcome of this case could have a ripple effect on his entire empire.
It'll be interesting to see how he utilizes his network of connections to weather this storm. Will he lean on Oprah for support? Will Steve Harvey break his silence? Or will he choose to go it alone?
Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, this situation is a stark reminder that even the most powerful figures in Hollywood are vulnerable.
It's a cautionary tale about the fleeting nature of fame and the importance of building genuine connections that can withstand the pressures of the spotlight.
And it's a fascinating glimpse behind the curtain of celebrity, revealing the complex dynamics of power, loyalty, and image management.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.